Alright, what's going on, guys? Try back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our first Q&A after coming off of the huge Season 3 double finale for Fear the Walking Dead. First off, for this one, we're going to compare Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 as a whole versus different seasons of the original Walking Dead. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen the finale for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 yet, you should have seen Fear Season 3 in its entirety before you watch this video. So if you guys missed it last night, did the double review, so a review for each episode, because they needed it. There was a lot of stuff in each episode for sure, 15 and 16 for Season 3, as well as video predictions for Season 4, what I think Season 4 is going to look like. I'll have those listed for you guys in the end videos in this video, so you can click one of those to watch those after you're done with this one. So I thought this was a good topic to get started with because Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 has just been such a crazy, incredible season that I wanted to kind of go back and compare it to the original Walking Dead series and see how we feel about where it would place in terms of the seasons with how good it ended up in our opinion. So it's easy to say for me anyway, as a fan, and how I felt about Season 3 of Fear, that it's easily better than either of the first two seasons. I mean, it is just leaps and bounds better than the first and far better than the second, bringing us some really unique things in terms of the stories, lots of twists and turns, a tremendous amount of character deaths. I mean, Season 3 of Fear was just really, really impressive, and I liked it way more than either of the first two seasons. Comparing it to The Walking Dead, a lot of people have said, brought up Fear the Walking Dead Season 3 is better than The Walking Dead Season 7. And, The Walking Dead Season 7 was very ambitious. They had a lot of extended episodes. You have the huge The Day Will Come When You Won't Be, and then a pretty big finale as well at the end of Season 7. But I do think I would have to agree that when you go from the start of Season 3 of Fear to where it leaves us at the end of Season 3 with Fear, and you go from the start of Season 7 with The Walking Dead to the end of Season 7, in terms of fan demand, definitely I think you'd have to say that Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, if you're comparing, apples to apples, so to speak, is a better season for a show, I want to say. You're taking Fear and you're just taking where it's at from Season 2 to the end of Season 3, putting it in an overdrive and just doing all kinds of crazy stuff with it. It was just so exciting to see all the way through. The Walking Dead Season 7 starts off at the highest point ever, and after that, I almost want to say like it bottoms out throughout the season, or it just, it lost a lot of fans during Season 7. So let's hope Season 8 is better. I think it's pretty easy to say that Fear Season 3 is comparatively better than The Walking Dead Season 7. Even though there are things about Season 7 I love too. It's not a terrible season, it's not a bad season, but Fear Season 3 was just very, very impressive. My favorite season of The Walking Dead ever, you guys already know, is Season 6. So do I think that Fear Season 3 right here is at the same level as Season 6? For me, no. There's certain episodes in The Walking Dead Season 6, like No Way Out is my all-time favorite episode. I really love the zombie herd in that season. It really kind of brings, the zombie herd to another level and kind of shows something that we never really saw before, which is kind of a 30,000 plus zombie, ultra mega herd, which is amazing. And just kind of the way it was like the ultimate old school zombie movie TV series season. For me, Season 6, getting set started for Negan, and then by the end when Negan rolls in, my all-time favorite. And of course, you guys can write your favorites below as well too. And this is very subjective comparing season to season in which you like, but this is just my opinion on this. So Season 6, my favorite season of The Walking Dead. I wouldn't say that Fear Season 3 is a better season than Season 6. I think that was a really hot season. There was lots of crazy stuff in it. JSS, thank you. Just, oh man, the buzz around the show, awesome stuff. Majority of the way through. No Way Out. I mean, for me, Season 6 is going to be the best. Season 5 is right up there with one of the best The Walking Dead has to offer. And it's pretty comparable to Fear Season 3, because you have, as you go through Season 3, you have a lot of different groups you're meeting, and in the end, you're kind of left in disarray yet again. It's just nuts. The Walking Dead Season 5, you start off at the beginning of the season, as well, you got the stuff with No Sanctuary and Terminus. Then you go from there to the church and the Hunters, and then you go into Beth and the hospital. So you get to see a lot of different locations here. You're on the road for a little while, and then eventually they find their way to Alexandria, and they end the season off with Alexandria with Morgan coming back. So there's things about Season 5, one of my favorite seasons of a TV series ever as well too. I don't think I can say that Fear Season 3 is better better than season 5 for me either. But it's kind of crazy how it's not an easy win for season 5 for me either. Like when you look at these two, there's things about Fear season 3. I'm like, wow, that was a death that, like, there's a lot of deaths. Like, look at how many deaths are in season 3 of Fear. It's like you did not see that coming at all. So, and just so many different environments and different things to see. I'm still going to go with season 5 of the original Walking Dead because I feel like that might be the Walking Dead's prime, is like seasons 5 and 6 for me anyway. It's like its prime. Everyone kind of has a different take, but I would still say season 5 is better than season 3 of Fear. Season 4 of the Walking Dead. Here's where I might say, because this gets tricky, right? Because there's Too Far Gone in season 4 with the governor and that kind of stuff, and then after that, some good stuff in the second half too with Joe and the Claimers and that. So there's some fun stuff in it. But certainly the pacing in Fear is quite a bit faster than season 4 of The Walking Dead. I mean, it is pretty crazy. So you might be able to make a case there too. I think that season 3 of Fear is better than season 4 of the original Walking Dead. But again, there's just, it kind of feels, it's hard for me to compare as a fan because I really love that season 2, and there's just so many like nostalgic things about it with the governor, and how amazing Too Far Gone was when we first saw it. Like when it first hit, it was like the best TV series episode I'd ever saw at that point. So, and I know for a lot of you guys too, you felt the same way. Just an amazing episode. So, but yeah, I would have to say maybe that season 3 of Fear, brought a little bit more than season 4 of The Walking Dead did, maybe. Certainly the pacing is way faster. Season 3 of The Walking Dead. This is probably the easiest to compare out of all the Walking Dead seasons. I think Fear the Walking Dead season 3 has the closest feel to The Walking Dead season 3. I think the two of them feel the closest. There's things about them that are very similar. The pacing is crazy. The Walking Dead season 3, they went through so much content so fast that in the second half they actually had trouble with the writing because they were like behind and they couldn't get caught up, and there was some problems and they didn't really know what to do because there's just like it became trouble because they went through things so quickly that they ended up kind of going faster than they wanted to. And you can definitely see how you can compare that kind of pacing to Fear Season 3, which may even be faster than that, to be honest, with the group traveling around all the time and us really getting to see, you don't have a lot of characters walking around in the woods in Fear. You have this location and then that one and then this one and then that one. There's a few episodes here and there, like the one with Madison and Strand and Walker, where they go to the dam and they kind of have to get in and stuff, and it's a bit of adventure in that one, but really, you're seeing just a crazy fast pace in Fear Season 3. It's hard for me to compare because I love Season 3 of the original Walking Dead. It's so nostalgic. It's got like a special place in my heart with Merle and Michonne and Hounded and just some of these episodes. I just love these ones so much. So I don't think I can say that I enjoyed Fear Season 3 more, but it really depends, I think, on the future of Fear and kind of where the series goes from there. From here and how we look back. As I look back on some of these seasons so fondly, it's really hard to compare. But I could also see if someone wanted to make the case that they did more in Fear Season 3 than the original Walking Dead did, being that you just got to see Woodbury in the prison, and just in Fear you get to see all kinds of different stuff and just some really interesting kind of twists and turns throughout, like with the ranch group. You kind of see it as like with the ranch group, it's almost like Fear, The Walking Dead Season 3 is like the ranch group part extended all the way through the whole season. Fear the Walking Dead is like they ended that right after the first half, and then the second half they had all this other stuff added in there, and the pacing was so fast it's almost like they took 2 seasons and they smashed it together for Fear, and this is the first season in the first half. The second half of Fear Season 3 is like another season pretty much, and that's how crazy it was. Season 2 of The Walking Dead and Season 1, it's not fair to compare Season 1 because it's only 6 episodes, even though those are, again, very nostalgic, very special place in our heart, I think, for those 6 episodes for sure. Season 2 of the original Walking Dead versus Fear, it's really hard, I think, because, they're so different. The Walking Dead Season 2 was such a focus on Shane and Rick and what was happening there at the end. Beside the dying fire, time with Andrea and some of the characters that are not around anymore was really cool to see, stuff with Lori and things like that. So really great development and maybe a better job with the characters in Season 2 of the original Walking Dead, but it's really hard to compare just seeing them on the farm for pretty much the whole season to Fear, where they've had all these different environments. They had explode a whole damn dam, all this crazy stuff with like a zombie herd coming through the ranch, and that's only like one episode. And then you have other episodes where you get this villain that comes in that's scalping people and shit, and then we actually find out afterwards he's not that bad of a guy. His motivations make sense. Twists and turns back and forth, and then the group just finally surviving at the end. It's just it's hard to compare a season where they're just like chilling on a farm to all the stuff they did in Fear Season 3. So for that one, you could definitely make a case that, it's Fear Season 3 is better than Season 2. It's just hard to say because, like, Shane, you get to see the stuff with Shane. Is it kind of hurts as a Walking Dead fan to try to admit that maybe Fear Season 3 is better than, the Shane stuff in Season 2, save the last one and all that stuff. Because that's when the show was, like, so popular and so many people were checking it out and so many people were like, oh, I love The Walking Dead, man. It's getting so good and, everything like that. So it's really hard to compare for sure, guys. And, you can leave your comments below, and I expect some people maybe to get triggered by this one just because people are like, they hold the original Walking Dead series so close to the heart, right? It's like so close to the chest that you can't, to even compare. I'm sure I'm going to piss some people off in this video just by comparing Season 3 of Fear, especially people that haven't watched it, because then they're going to be like, what are you talking about? There's no way that can be true. Right? So, I expect a few people to get irritated by this one, and that's not my intent, guys. It's just like, I like to think to myself, like, okay, how good was this? And if you're comparing it to the original series, is it better than some of the seasons? And I would say that I think it is. I think you can make a case it's better than a few of the seasons, except for like 5 and 6, and depending on what you like, maybe 2 if if that stuff with Shane and the farm and everything was really that great for you. Sophia and the other stuff too. So definitely it's hard to say. It's a subjective question. You guys can leave your comments below. Let me know what you think about where you would place Fear Season 3 versus the other seasons of The Walking Dead. Where would you place it? Write a list in the comments so I can see your guys, because I really want to see it, because I want to know, like, are you guys thinking the same way? Am I totally off base here? Or like, how are you guys thinking about this? So I think it's definitely fun, and I'm excited to read your guys' comments on this one for sure. I was going to do some Q&A questions with you guys. Maybe we'll just do like 2, and then maybe we'll get back to it in tomorrow's video. We'll continue with another. Definitely check out the reviews last night, guys, and the predictions for Season 4 of Fear. But yeah, Mr. Puppet Master said best Fear the Walking Dead season, period. And I definitely have to agree with him. I mean, by leaps and bounds, so much better than, the first couple seasons. And I didn't even think Season 2 of Fear was that bad. Reserve says, why? Just why? She killed Troy. Good job, Fear. Introduced cool new characters and kill them all off in the same season. Good job. Now Nick could potentially be dead too. Yay. So I don't think Nick's going to be killed off at this point. I really don't. But I would see also that if maybe they got separated, if he wanted to kind of go on his own, that type of thing. So we'll see if that's what happens, and just where they go in Season 4 with this. But yeah, maybe what we'll do is we'll save the Troy talk for tomorrow's video, and it is the thing for sure that maybe they pulled the trigger too soon on that one. Maybe they didn't need to do it. So you could picture maybe him having Troy go in the boat with the others and just kind of be there for the next season. I don't think it would be a bad thing. I don't know if the death was 100% necessary. We'll focus more on it, and tomorrow we'll make that kind of a whole video where we go through and we discuss it. So, but definitely you guys can write comments below now just so I can kind of see how you guys are feeling about this. David Brooks says, I will miss Troy. So, definitely some of you guys are sad about it. Some people are happy. So we'll get into that more tomorrow. But, yeah, man, that is one thing about Fear Season 3. With it being so crazy, with them having so many character deaths, it's tricky, because it's like, okay, where are you going to go from here? You have such a small roster now, you're going to have to add on a lot, and is the audience going to connect well with new characters? And how does the audience feel about Madison after she did this? Are they going to turn against her and like flick off the show and be like, I don't want to see it because I don't like Madison and she's the lead character, so I don't want to see it? So that's is tricky for sure. We're going to have to see how they handle this. If it's Whisperer Origin, if it's Alpha-esque, then shit. I mean, it's like, that's one of the most Alpha-esque things you want to see, right? So, crazy stuff. That'll be it for today's video, guys. Let's focus on this one, on the comparison of where you place Season 3 of Fear compared to the original series. Let me know what you guys think, and also the question of Troy, and do you think it was the right thing to do? We'll get more into it tomorrow. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. Check out the other videos here. You can subscribe at the bottom left. And that's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you.